Morning! It's been a minute, hasn't it? It's alright. Shit happens. But today we're finally going to wrap it up here on this 52 Chevrolet. Now don't worry, it's not going away. We'll do other stuff with it on the channel, but as far as working on it and stuff, we gotta move on. Maybe back to something that was built in '67. Anyway, so today we're going to work on it cosmetically. We finally got it mechanically where we want it to be. Even got new glass in it. So as I mentioned previously before, the paint is actually original on it. So we're going to save on that as much as we can, which most of it's mostly there. And then the rusty part, or the patina part, we're going to throw some shine juice on that. Also, we're going to paint the frame up a little bit, where you can see it. And then probably paint that framework that goes around the box something other than red. It looks like something that should hold Christmas trees right now. So all in all, we're going to make it look a little bit better. So stick around. And I think before I get started here, we'll roll a little bit of footage of the windshields being replaced. So I think the best place to get started here is probably, let's do the paint work first. I got to cover up the glass, and then any overspray that might get on the paint, we can just buff it out afterwards. So let's get at this frame and the box. Got it all primed up. I didn't get too fussy with it. This box, I guess, how would you want to say? Maybe ain't really long for this world. It ain't bad, but it's rotten and needs some repair. And I mean, I haven't really taken apart a 70-year-old green box before, but I have a feeling that I start popping bolts and pieces and braces off of this whole thing's just gonna go done. Maybe not, I don't know. It ain't the worst underneath, but I wasn't getting too fussy. I just wanted to look a little bit better. Also, word to the wise, spend the extra money, and regardless of what brand you like, get the brushless. I ain't kidding you, every foot. It's still hot. I just gave up on doing it because, well, whatever, good enough. But, yeah, get the brushless. Junk. I ran out of paint. But, you know, good enough for now. Eventually I'd like to go and do all this, and, I mean, yeah, it should be sandblasted, stripped, and painted, and all that, but look, we ain't gonna do that. It's gonna be a toy as well as a work truck, so someday I'll get more paint and finish it up, but for right now, at least I guess I can look at the side and not see one great big gigantic rusty frame rail. That's good. And that looks much better. Probably eventually come ahead and, you know, do this gray at some point. Huh. I guess we'll move on and I'll show you what to do to preserve your patina inside the cab. Alright, well, this process obviously doesn't apply if you're doing a total strip down and repaint of everything, but if you're doing a kind of a patina restoration or a patina preservation, if you will, in my opinion, you kind of want the inside to match the outside, but at the same time, you kind of want to give it a little bit of a shine and, you know, be a little more presentable, but yet keep the old original paint with a little bit of rustic look. So what I do, and I'll show you here in a minute, that's West Pad with the soap, and I use WD-40. You could use anything for a wetting agent, water, glass cleaner, or whatever, but I use this because, you know, being it's a little bit of oil in it, you can, and being that there's oil in it, in my opinion, gives it a little bit more lubricity, so you're not digging into the original paint and taking it right down to bare metal. You're just taking that surface rust or that flash rusting off that they get, especially if these, you know, after years it sits in a, you know, a damp shed or sits outside. They get moisture in there and everything gets really rusty. So I'll show you what I do. So basically what you're going to do, you can either spray the WD-40 or whatever you want right on the pad, or spray it right up on the ceiling there. Yeah, it's going to make a mess, but you know, you can clean that up. You can already kind of tell over here, I did this previously, how the difference is between how nice and clean that is compared to the rest of this. So I'm just going to spray a little on the pad. Put a little more on there. And you don't want to go too crazy, you just want to kind of get that first layer of fuzzy rust off of there. It's a little worse than the ceiling. I guess I'll go that far just so you can see for firsthand before and after. You just take a little bit of glass cleaner or whatever you feel like, and I'm going to use my dirty old defrosted window rag. Before and after. And then once you're all done with that, you just take a little bit of this stuff right here and apply as needed. As you may have saw previously, I already did the dash and the door panels. I'm probably going to go over it one more time here today with the shine juice just to kind of bring it back to life a little bit, but at least face that'll kind of keep your, you know, keep the originality in the patina, but not be so shitty looking, I guess is the goal. Alright, I'm going to finish that up, then we'll move on to the body. Well, there. I guess I would call that interior complete. If anyone's been watching this truck since day one and you remember what this looked like, whew, she was pretty disgusting. Now it's actually pretty cozy. And just as a disclaimer, if you happen to use this stuff on the inside of your vehicle, I would definitely just let it dry, let it air out. You know, although the aroma of it is actually fairly decent. I doubt like hell Derek will ever see this, but if you can make this into an air freshener, I guarantee you it'll probably sell. So that does it for the inside. Let's move on to the outside. Alright, well, so for the body here, what I've already previously done was I washed the truck and I used, this might sound kind of scary, but I used SOS pads. Mainly heavily on the rusty patinaed area because, well, it's rough. So you use that, wash it down good, and that'll take that initial rough layer off and leaves it nice and smooth. So when you put the shine juice on there, it's got a nice smooth surface. And I actually use it very lightly on the paint. Now, if you want a nice mirror glass finish, I wouldn't suggest using that because you run the risk of seeing a little bit of, you know, swirl marks or light scratches. It shouldn't be in here. If you have a good enough cut, it'll take that right out. But even what paint's left on this thing is far from perfect. So basically, we'll start off right now on the paint. I'm just going to use some medium cut cleaner from Meguiar's on the kind of not so aggressive pad, I guess, I got with the buffer, because that paint on here is 70 years old. You got to be careful with it. And then I'm just going to throw some of the Meguiar's deep crystal carnauba wax. Use this stuff for years. I like it. And then for the rusty patina part, of course, throw some of this on. So let's get at it. Got the parts ordered for this thing coming up soon. Anyway, I got a question for you. Did we leave the battle scar looking bumper or should we paint it? I'm kind of undecided actually. It looked really nice painted, but it also kind of shows its age and its use and abuse, leaving it the way it is. You let me know down in the comments. Done buffing with the machine here, just got to do all the hard to get to spots by hand. Then we put on the carnauba wax. And last but not least, shine juice. You know, it's really cool when you take these old trucks and appreciate the patina that's on them. You know, obviously like right here, that's from somebody riding with their arm out the window. And you get little spots like right there, that's from, you know, grabbing the handle all the time. And here I imagine you open the door up and you grabbed her. Just all that repetitive, you know, signs of history. Up here there's a bunch of scratches. I imagine that was probably from when it was sitting, and there's a cat or a raccoon up and down, up and down. Sons of bitches. She's coming along. Wow, what a hell of a transformation that was. And a journey. Man, oh man, from day one since we brought that thing home, you know, the trip of bringing it home and getting it mechanically sound and getting the brakes done, interior, you know, lights, wiring, all that stuff to get it to this point. I'm not one to pat myself in the back, but I will say I'm proud of this one. As always, a good thanks to everyone who's subscribed and commented and followed along on here and was an inspiration, and it's been fun. It's been good. But before I show you the final result here, let's take a little trip down memory lane. And that was allegedly good, just exploded. Here we go. We got one more. Ow! Gotta get a splash all over me. Oh my god. Well, and always, thank you very much for watching and following along on this journey, getting this thing back to looking good, I guess. But don't worry, the truck ain't going anywhere. It'll be back on the channel at some point. Maybe we should actually, you know, put it to work or something. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, share, hit the like button, hit the bell, all that crap. And we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.